Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're viewing this video, hello to you. My name is Walid Terrell, and I'm coming through with another couple minutes clip for the Addicted to Learning video series, where I just come in and speak about different topics for a couple minutes as I come across them while I'm doing my daily hours and hours of research and learning and trying to discover more things and just try to grow. Yeah, my thing now is just to start funneling some of these things through, because the way my brain works is like a stock ticker. This thing doesn't stop as soon as I wake up to as soon as I go to bed. So I probably should start sharing some of this stuff, because I go through hundreds of pages a day. So what I'm going to do from now on is anytime something just kind of sparks me and I have a couple minutes, I'm going to hit the camera and then just jump in and just start talking. I'll start with what hit me, and then I just let the process just go and see what happens. The whole goal is to give as much value and content to the community at large as possible. Not every video is going to be for everybody, but there is something for everybody in different videos. So we just you might have to weed through a little bit. Everything is unscripted, so it may get a little choppy. It may not flow like how you're used to seeing it on TV, because that's all scripted, written, and they're reading it off a teleprompter. I'm reading it off the teleprompter that starts to happen in my brain. So we just start with something. So right now, I came across an ancient proverb. I love proverbs and quotes. You'll notice that I have thousands and thousands that I go through. It's an ancient proverb. It says, "Good habits result from resisting temptation." Now, I have to take a deep breath, because this one definitely hits home with me just as much as it does with pretty much everybody else, because life is a battle of working with temptations and everything like that. So the key that I've tried to come across is we're never going to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. So you have flaws, we have flaws. I have lots of flaws. I'll be one of the first ones to point out a ton of my flaws. But I do have good habits that I had to hammer in over time that allow me to get certain things done. Like one of my things, people think I'm like a workaholic. I'm actually not a workaholic. I created my what you would call business or whatever as a lifestyle. So it's life. So everything that I do, I get fun out of it. I get enjoyment, but then it's work. But it's all day, every day. So that's the only way that I can try to pull this off. So one of my bad habits is procrastination. So that's something, because I'm always tempted to put things off because I want to learn more. I want to get into more, and and I'm pretty good at the buzzer. So I get things done at the end, and it's not right. It's not how I want to do it. I'd rather be more prepared, because you'll hear me in 100 other videos talk about preparation. So that's the internal, like, terrible battle for me, is I want to be prepared, but then I want to procrastinate, and it's, everybody, we all have our own battles. But one of the good habits that I do have is when I wake up in the morning, because everything is a lifestyle for me. A lot of people, when they wake up in the morning, first thing they think is, "Oh man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go through the motions. I don't want to go through today, whatever." And that puts a damper on the start of your day. I'm going to tell you that right now, because I used to be in that rut too. And one of the best things I ever did for myself was change it to, as soon as my eyes open in the morning, I say, "Yes, let's go." I have now however many hours straight of just trying to get better, to trying to grow, trying to be the best person I can, find some value, add some value. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to try to make the best of it today. When things go wrong, try to brush it off. Maybe get mad for a couple minutes, but then you got to shake that off as soon as possible. That's another good habit that I've been really, really working on, because I used to be one that would get like that flash, like anger, and then it would let it carry over. So now it's like, what, boom, yeah, something affects you, but then you get rid of that very fast. One of my mom's favorite sayings was, nip it in the bud. So that's what I try to do when I feel something becoming like a cancer in your system of like anger. You got to nip that in the bud and get that out. So getting back to the quote, sorry, so that's how this works. The mind just starts moving. So it says, "Good habits result from resisting temptation." Because that's what happens. We're tempted with motivation, with different things like that. We're always motivated, and we're to do one of two things. If you're motivated to go run 4 miles, or you're motivated to not go run 4 miles and do something else that avoids having to do that. So it's figuring out how to balance all those things. I'm not a runner, but I try to stay as fit as possible. I eat as good as I can't even say as good as I can. I could eat better, but I eat pretty good I eat better than I could. Put it that way. But so that's one of those things. It's resisting temptation. I'm in an area where you're walking past the raw fried food and the Chinese places and all of that stuff, and you're smelling this stuff, and we're conditioned to for it to unleash these chemicals in our brain that say we want that and we crave it. So for a long time that was a big thing to fight that and to say okay, no, you know what, I'm gonna make food. I'm gonna get deli made, or I'm gonna get cold cuts or something, and stay off the fried foods and all the grease and everything. So I don't know how I got on that tangent, but back to where we were talking about before. Good habits result from resisting temptation. So when you're tempted to do something that you know is gonna sting you later on, think about, try to pause for a second and think about the reward for not doing it. I have a big sweet tooth, so I like cheesecakes, I like red velvet and everything, but I'm very good to where I'm once in every 2 months or something like that, because every time I'm about to do it, I think about, okay, how am I going to feel in a couple hours if I eat this versus if I don't? And usually it wins out. Every now and then I'll give in to the craving, but usually it wins out. So that's what you just got to think. It's all a balance. We're never going to hit it 100%. So don't get down on yourself if you do eat half the pie, because it just happens. You just know next time or later in the day, like, hey, I can't eat bad at all because I just ate half a pizza pie or something like that, for lunch. So it's a balance. You never get too hard on yourself, and just know that you're only one meal away from being back in, back on target. Your destination is not there, but your direction is you're one good meal from being back on direction, and then you have to keep on it and keep on it and keep on it. And that's one of the things that when you train your brain to not get hard on yourself and to not start making excuses and to not start having the victim mentality, which we're going to do some real good videos on the victim mentality, because that's one of the cancers in our society right now. As far as the mind state goes, we always want to make people feel sorry for ourselves. We want to feel sorry for ourselves because the situations, man, come on. We have it too good right now, 2014, living in the United States, living in most, a lot of countries, not all countries, but, a lot of countries in 2014 with the technology that we have and everything. It's a much better world. So I'm going to stop the merry-go-round of thoughts right now and jump off. But to recap the quote, and think about it on your own. I mean, you guys can video blog me. You can email me back. Like, I'm just throwing these things out there. If you have your own breakdowns, you want to make your own 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-minute video about it and send it to me. All the links are going to be in the video, or just contact me through the link of the video, and I'm here. This is great. This is the start of a conversation. My thing is to just start putting out content, giving you as much as possible, so that way you have context as to who I am and what I'm about, because I'm really about trying to get as efficient as possible. I'm not about trying to make as much money as possible. Most people they think I'm into money, but then I tell them I never have it, because I'm always trying to barter it to learn something else and things like that. Because my thing, it's in the opportunity. I'm motivated by opportunity and growth. So that's what's big for me. Find out what motivates you, and let me know. I might be able to find something for you. That's one of the great things I love is to help people help themselves achieve their goals. You can't set a goal for someone else, but you can help them reach where they want to go. So it's a great spot to end it on. So yes, remember, you can't set a goal for someone else, but you can help them reach where they want to go. Until next time, everybody, live loving life and do the best you can.